Hi everyone, my name is Facius and I'm an associate professor at Tokyo College at the University of Tokyo. And this summer I'm going to offer a seminar on modern Japanese history at GUC. My own background is in Japanese history, in East Asian history and in global history, and I've been teaching both in Germany and London before coming here to the University of Tokyo. So there's this class on modern Japanese history, and I want to explain to you why it might be interesting for you to join. So we have three keywords. One is modern, one is Japanese, and one is history. And I think if you're interested in either one of those keywords, it might be a class that you might want to take. So first of all, Japan. If you're interested in Japan, history is obviously very important to know because it gives you a richer understanding of Japanese culture and even of contemporary Japanese society. In part, that's because of the pop culture and all of the different ways in which history is being taken up in different formats, from movies to video games. But the other part is also in understanding some of the political issues that are happening in East Asia at the moment, from issues about borders to things like memories of World War II, which are very different in Japan, Korea and China, and because of which there are often different problems that arise on the political level. So for all of these different reasons, if you're interested in Japan, taking a class on modern Japanese history will deepen your understanding. The second keyword is history, and that's kind of obvious. So if you're interested in history, this will be a fun class for you either way, because it will just offer you a lot of interesting stories about what happened in Japan in the last 150 years. And it has been a time of so many different monumental events and periods and developments, starting from the Meiji Restoration to things like World War II and the Japanese Empire and the period of Japanese colonization, to post-war reconstruction, the beginning of modern Japanese pop culture, and things like the Showa bubble and the end of an era and the big shifts in Japanese society that happened since the 1990s. So we're going to dive into all of these different aspects. And the third one is modernity. So modern means the modern world, right? So this course is not just about Japan, but in many senses Japan can be a case study to understand all of the big phenomena and trends that shaped what the modern world is, starting from globalization to industrialization, to things like empire and colonization, to cultural exchange that happened on a global level. All of these different aspects made the modern world what it is today, and Japan had both its unique experience of these phenomena, and it also in part shaped these phenomena. So if you're either interested in either of these, please consider joining this class. Let me briefly also tell you about what we're going to do in the class. We're going to have one initial session where we're thinking a bit about the canon, so the most important names and dates and events that you need to know that will just pop up in any conversation about Japanese history. But then in the main parts we will have different keywords that will cover a lot of different aspects from a wide array of angles. Things like water, but also protest, animals, empire and war obviously, but also consumption. So all of these different keywords will give us an interesting window to study the same broad period of modern Japanese history. And we're not just going to have a lecture format where I'm going to give you the newest research about Japanese history, but also we'll practice history together a bit. And practicing history means, in this case, looking at sources together and trying to understand and interpret them. But also, what's very important for historians, understanding different viewpoints. All historical actors have different ways of seeing the world that shape how they act. And we're going to try to understand what a Japanese politician in the 19th century might have thought about globalization, for example. So I hope you will join me here in Tokyo.